Jason, congratulations. It all but assures a final spot for the Bunnies this year. How's the team feeling? How are you feeling?
Yeah, pretty good. It was a bit of an anxious week. We sort of knew what was at stake. No one spoke about it. It was obviously about the 2 points and nothing changed for us. We tried to keep it about that. But, yeah, obviously it definitely allows the shackles to come off a little bit looking forward.
When you say that, what do you mean? There's a bit more freedom in attack or what?
Yeah, obviously getting there is the hardest part. And off the back of the start we had, I think over the last 11 weeks, and we've won 9 from the last 11 and starting to play some good footy, but, it still wasn't guaranteed. We still had to do the job tonight to make sure that we knew we had cemented a spot. So, we can start planning and looking forward and getting excited about what the next month ahead.
Jason, it looked really early on that you were going to play like last week where you tried to pass around the defensive line, but then it's almost like you took that away. Can you explain the thinking behind that?
I thought we played a bit too lateral to start the game. I know we had a great break from AJ to start with, but then we threw the ball to the ground or over the sideline 3 times, and I felt the Cowboys were defending really wide, trying to stop us going around them, so we wanted to play through them a little bit more. I feel like there wasn't a lot of set for set footy. There's a lot of stoppages in the game, and it stopped the flow of the game. But I thought when we needed to, we got the footy on we wanted to. But I think there's a fair bit of improvement in attack for us.
What does it say about your side in terms of last week you sort of played really well, but ultimately lost, whereas this week you seem to play not as well, but got the 2 points, and you've actually come across on the wrong side of a lot of close results this year?
Yeah, that's something we spoke about through the week. I think we've beaten in 3 golden points or 3 1-point losses, and then a loss last week in the last minute of the game. So, we're putting ourselves in positions to win games, and we needed to ice it. And the way we do that is defend well, and I thought we did that tonight.
How's Campbell Graham? What did you make of that incident at the end?
He's okay, yeah. I didn't get a great look at it in terms of a close-up. So I'd have to look at it.
But he wasn't an HIA, so there's obviously Todd was questioning there the sin binning if there's no contact with the head. But do you think it should have been a HIA if he sent off a sin bin for potentially head contact? Yeah,
like I said, I'm not sure. I know there's head contact. Whether that results in a HIA, I'm not 100% certain, but and whether that results in 10 in the bin, I'm not sure. Like I said, I'd have to look at it closer, but they've obviously deemed there's contact with the head. And Stretch went down, but he got up, so I don't know. They've done the assessment and he's good to go. So
Todd also wasn't happy with a few of the HIA assessment that you guys did on the field at times during the game. He thought there was some that were done when they were on the attack and it slowed their momentum, and he said, I think it was bending the rules at best, that there was HIA stopping the games at crucial times. Some for not even whether it was head contact. I think it was the Totola one when Jason Tamalolo hit him in the ribs. But what do you make of?
I think it's a bit of a habit about complaining about stuff. It's our medical team are as diligent and as respectful of the rules as anyone in the game. I think if you looked at how many HIAs we've used and how many blokes we've brought off the field, we'd be one of the fewest in the competition. So suggest that, I'm going to stick up for my staff here, and they don't do that unless they know that there's a reason to do it.
Can you talk us through what happened with Damien Cook? How did you find out? And I guess has the PCR come back and he's out next week?
PCR hasn't come back. It's only done the rat this morning or mid-morning. The boys were out at home before they head into the ground, just so we get a heads up rather than coming here and then testing positive, and it's a mad scramble. So and he rang me, said he feels fine, but did his routine test and come up that he was positive. So big credit to the boys. It's a pretty late change. Had to ring around to Saliva and to Cody Nicarima and let them know what the changes were. But I thought Saliva in particular handled it really well. I thought he was good for us tonight.
And how do you approach next week? Now, obviously you don't know whether you cook you more than likely you won't, but with the top 8 spot already wrapped up, do you rest guys, or do you go full strength trying to get a home final?
It's an interesting one because we're playing in a pretty nice venue and we're playing against a team everyone wants to play against. So telling blokes that they're resting, I don't think it's going to be an easy conversation. But we'll have a look at where we sit and how the bodies are. But we've had quite a few in our team that have had a bit of time off this year. Cam himself, Hame Saleh's still getting some match time. Tom Burgess has just come. There's a whole host of blokes that have had a fair bit of time off. So Unless there's only 2 or 3, I think that they've played a lot of footy over the last 10 to 12 weeks. So we will look at them, but ultimately we want to keep playing well. There's still some things we need to work on from this game last week, but we go into that game with a real clear message of what we want to improve for the finals.
I know it's probably haven't given a second thought, but the most likely scenario of that game next week is you guys are playing for a home final against the Roosters, no matter where it's played. Is that a big factor in terms of something you desperately want you wouldn't rest guys for, or is it sort of become secondary to making sure you've got everyone ready and fit for finals?
Yeah, look, I think, like I said, we're prepared to win the game, whether blokes don't play or not. That's our mindset will be preparing to win the game of footy. And if we decided to rest 1 or 2, whoever comes in is expected to do their job, and it gives you an opportunity to get some minutes into some guys to make sure you've got 20, 22 players fit and ready to play finals. So there's that, but ultimately we'll be preparing to win the game.
You would have watched last night, JD. The Roosters are red hot at the moment. How big a challenge? What challenge do they present next week? I think they won 7 on the bounce.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have a look at the video. We'll enjoy this one, and we'll worry about that next week.
Thanks, guys.
Anything, Cam?
No, mate.